Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to YouTube! My name is SeaRaptor, and it's time for more Scuttlebutt. This week's game is some Tier 7 ranked sprint action in Tier 7 German heavy cruiser, Yorck. Yorck is, in my mind, still a very badly misunderstood ship. She was once a really, really bad ship, but those days are long behind her. She is a very, very solid ship these days. I wanted to try her out in the ranked sprint format now that we've gone from domination to epicenter. And, well, turns out she's not too shabby. So enjoy the game. It's going to be a pretty short episode this week. We've only got a couple of big things to talk about, so we'll charge on and get to it. First, of course, up first is the reminder, everybody, the NA Forum Contest of the Week. Is dirt simple. All you have to do is go to the forum thread and leave your best tip for one of your favorite ships for a chance to win. Well, if you do that, you will win 5 back-to-school camos and with a chance to win a week of Warships premium time. So that's obviously time well spent. Go take 60 seconds or 90 seconds, get you some camos, and get a chance at some free time. Also this week, of course, is the next Anchors Away event at USS Yorktown in Charleston, South Carolina. If you are going, boy, it's going to be hot. Stay cool, stay hydrated, enjoy yourself. Wargaming knows how to take care of their players. Have fun, and make sure you greet the community team and thank them for all of the hard work they have invested and the time they put in into making the event a success. Also, be sure and stop in to greet fellow community contributors Ashley, aka Ashley, and Angry Nerd will be in attendance. I'm sure they'd love to meet you, talk with you, take your comments, your feedback, and just meet and chill out with them. They're good people. Next month on the tour, it's still time to sign up for HMCS Haida in Hamilton, Ontario, or USS Little Rock in Buffalo, New York. So make sure you head over to the forums and sign up. There's links there to the Eventbrite site, I'm pretty sure is where you have to go. Sign up to get tickets for those if you can. Tickets tend to be about $20, but that comes with some loot and some other things, so it's worth doing. I neglected to mention it last week, but we are in the second weekend of public testing for 0.8.6. So that is will be active over the weekend. Check it out if you're interested. This next patch features the preview release of the French destroyer line, as well as the start of a French arc to celebrate its release. Of course, this is a now familiar pattern of how Wargaming releases new ship lines. We just went through it with the Soviet battleships. We'll be going through it with the French destroyers next. There'll be a patch where you can earn some crates, which have the chance to drop either a 5, 6, 7, or 8, one of the tech tree ships. And then you can, when the full line will release in 0.8.7. In the next patch, there's also a new season of Ranked coming at Tier 9. Feels odd because feels like we just finished one of these, but they're backing off from Tier 10, which is good. Going back to Tier 9 for another season of Ranked, as well as a new map they're calling Crash Zone Alpha that is kind of stylized after the White Cliffs of Dover. Looks interesting. And in addition, there is a whole slew of balance tweaks and changes, including a buff to Hindenburg. Woo! Hindenburg's getting some of its reload back. Party time, baby! So go check those out in the patch notes. I'll put a link down below in the comments. So, of course, the big news since the last Scuttlebutt is NTC, the NTC for buffs, right, for big ship buffs, is dead. Long live NTC. The community threw a hissy fit, basically, a very, very large, very, very loud, very angry hissy fit. Wargaming heard you and has changed direction. So literally within minutes of me posting the Scuttlebutt last week, and less than a day after they walked back the initial round of bonuses they had spoiled for all the regrinding rewards for the Naval Training Center, Wargaming walked them all the way back. I was really surprised to see them do this, but that is what a very vocal portion of the community wanted, so it's a win. So what will be taking its place? Well, that is the question of the hour, isn't it? They're still working on that, but at least some of what's replacing it will be exclusive ships. Tier 10 French premium light cruiser Colbert and Tier 10 premium American battleship Ohio have already been announced as being available exclusively through this system, but I highly doubt that will be the last that we hear. No, that is not me having some kind of information. That is me just like, I can read between the lines, fellas, right? If they're going to do this for 2 ships, they'll do it again, right? You look at all of these high-tier premiums we've been testing that have been coming down the pike, and they're not all going to go into the shop for coal or steel or free XP, are they, kids? Are they, kids? Right, they're not. So, my suspicion is now they'll start moving some of these behind that regrind wall, and you'll get the chance to grind out tokens or whatever, and then you can go spend them on this. There you go. So that's where I kind of foresee this going. I'm still not 100% convinced that the removal of all buffs is a great change, right? I feel like we should have at least seen where they were going with the reduced buffs, but nope, not happening. The good news is the other parts of the same announcement, the removal of premium consumables completely, and the fixes, the improvements to Tier 8 matchmaking are proceeding as planned with no alterations. So that's good news, since pretty much everybody who lost their minds about this kind of glossed over that part of the announcement and didn't really talk about it at all. But those are big changes. Just the one dev blog post this week, announcing a new map coming in 0.8.7 called Bering Sea. It will offer a traditional domination gameplay, cap points like we're used to. They're still kind of messing around with. You can go look at the blog post and see, what they're proposing in terms of cap configurations. But there's some interesting things in there. I like where they're headed there. And then a new mode on this map called Breakthrough, where teams will spawn kind of side by side, I guess, and then race for a capture area, race in parallel lines for a capture area that's on the far side of the map. I'm intrigued and skeptical of this. I mean, we spend so much time in this game saying, don't go broadside, don't go broadside, don't go broadside. Now they're going to spawn teams broadside to each other. Think about that for a minute. That seems like it won't end well for everybody, doesn't it? So, I don't know. I think they're going to have to be careful, or just keep tabs on how they proceed with this, what that distance gap distance is in terms of all those kinds of things. We'll see. But the concept is interesting. I think it's going to need some refinement to get all the kinks worked out of it. Of course, if you've been keeping an eye on the YouTube channel, you know I've started to make good progress with getting my trip videos out. Day 3 went up this week. Day 4 will be coming on Monday. And I still have plans to do videos for all the sightseeing days, as well as the 3 major panels that we went through on Day 4. Of course, you've probably seen a lot of info out there about the NTC panel. You may have seen something about the CV rework panel. I'm going to hit those up and provide my thoughts. But the one that nobody's really talked about is the ship balancing panel. Lord Zath is about the only one I've seen really even attempt to talk about that. So that may be the one that I start with first, just because that's probably the one that's been talked about the least. And I'm curious to see what folks think of it. Also, of course, you'll get to see in the Day 4 video the results of the Paolo Emilio contest, and which of those 4 destroyer concepts the balance team liked best. But anyways, guys, that's it for the week. Hope you enjoyed the Yorck game here. She is a very solid ship in this format. Do not be afraid to try her. She is not nearly as squishy as some of the other cruiser options you have access to at Tier 7. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Be safe out there, and I'll catch you next time.